Hey guys, we're the Power Up Princesses.
I defeated Nanopud's guardian.
Good job.
Yay.
Anyways,
No lives lost and get
my
that
final
bonus.
point on Until Dawn that I couldn't remember was, I don't know how many of you have seen this, but Aaron, or Egoraptor or whatever.
Aaron Hansen.
Yeah, Aaron Hansen. His sequelitis talks about Ocarina of Time. Talks about how games feign difficulty. And in the Zelda games, they do that through.
His facial expression was really cute.
In Zelda games, they do that through making you wait.
Mm-hmm.
In Until Dawn, they make it seem difficult by doing the quick time executions
All the time. That's the only gameplay except for this.
Yes, and you
holding
have to
still.
fucking do everything.
Yeah.
Why the fuck, when I am running through the woods, do I have to fucking sit there and try to maneuver the horrible gameplay thing into opening the gate?
And also, like, the whole thing where you have to hold still.
Yes. That's such bullshit. That's not actually hard.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just whether or not you can hold the controller still, or
Yeah.
whether or not you know where the fucking triangle button is on your PS4.
Mm-hmm.
And it's this really shitty way of making it seem difficult.
It was difficult for Dylan because he plays Xbox, so he didn't know where any of the
that's how
buttons
it was
were.
for me. That's one of the first games I played when I got my PS4, and it was hard because I don't know where any of the buttons are.
Yeah.
and I don't like that they do that. It's such a shitty game mechanic. Like, I don't get it.
How do you really feel, Juliana?
It's so shitty. I think it's just terrible.
We were talking about too while I was beating that dude that I think that people who inherently play horror games or watch horror movies even, like that's their favorite
Genre.
Yeah. Don't always get the best stuff.
Yeah.
Just because so many people don't develop for the people who play horror games specifically, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like
Horror games are often indie games.
yeah, and like Five Nights at Freddy's, like that has just gotten way out of hand.
Yeah.
You know, like the first one everybody liked and
Well,
everything.
I don't know. With Five Nights at Freddy's, I think it's different. I think that was an indie game success story.
Yeah.
I think that Five Nights at Freddy's is genuinely a good game.
I think so
Because
too.
It is actually difficult.
Mhm.
Like, the things that happen are not based on chance or how well you know the controls. It's based on learning how the game works
Mhm.
and learning how to prevent things from happening. And that is genuinely good gameplay. Do I agree that it's out of control as a franchise? Yes.
I feel like it is.
But I mean, imagine like when you are an indie developer and your games get out of control popular,
Mhm.
like there's no reason to hold back, right?
Yeah.
Like, for you as an indie developer, that might be the only successful game you've ever made, right?
Yeah, you know who messed that thing up?
What?
No Man's Sky.
Yep.
How do you Okay, so you have that game.
Yep.
Have you played it a lot?
Not really.
Have you played it since the update? Since that huge patch?
No, I have not.
Okay, I haven't either. And I actually uninstalled it from my can I skip this?
Yes.
I uninstalled it from my PS4 because I had too many games.
Mhm.
Okay. I'm going to talk about that in a second. But I just don't think that like I want to go back and see what's different about it, but I don't think I'm ever going to like it as much as I wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just sad. Like
And I think that is the problem with the way that they advertised it, right?
yeah.
Was they put out all this stuff like, well, No Man's Sky is going to do this and this and this and this, and it's going to do this and this and this. But in reality, you know, that's only going to happen after several updates, several months later, or
Yeah.
even years later.
And I'm a big believer in thinking that game wasn't bad when it came out. You know,
No.
it wasn't a horrible game.
No, it was alright. I mean,
But-
it was like Minecraft in space.
Yeah, but the thing is, I wanted to have what they advertised.
Yeah.
And I wasn't allowed to have what they advertised because they didn't bring
Make
it.
Yeah.
And so I think that if they had just advertised what they were going to bring, it was going to be fine.
Yeah.
You know, people wouldn't have been as hyped about it,
Mhm.
but hype is sometimes a horrible thing.
Yeah, because it can totally fuck up if it's not like you can hype up a game, but then if it's totally shitty, that means no one's ever gonna buy it because it has a horrible reputation.
Yeah. And that's exactly what happened there. Like, I think that they get so much more hate just because they
they hyped up their game.
Yeah, and they didn't deliver what they were saying that they would. And if they would have said, like, okay, so it's going to come out and it's going to be like this, and then as it goes and as you guys play it, we're going to make it like this, and then like this, and then like this, and they did that, I think that so many people would have been on board with that, you know, and would have been hyped about it just as much. And so... Okay. Hold on. They just talked a whole bunch. And so I don't think that it was a horrible game. I think that it was just horribly
advertised, marketed.
And I think that's really sad because I think it could have been really good.
Yeah, I think it turned a lot of people off. And I think that when like developing games like that, you just need to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, this is what the game is. You can't, like, the number one thing I hate about games on Steam is that their trailer are dead-ass lies. Their trailers.
Really?
Like, for some of the games, like, the really popular ones, it's real. But for a lot of, like, for a lot of their games, it's, like, cutscenes, right? Like, they show cutscenes from the game. And they're like, ooh, look at this game. And then you download it. And then the game actually doesn't have, like, any of that... Like the game is not like that. Like, they do that a lot with 2D platformers. Is they advertise it as this, and, like, they advertise it as this super beautiful 3D amazing game, right?
Yeah.
And then you buy it, and it's a 2D platformer, and it like, it's okay.
Yeah.
That's how I felt about Ori and the Blind Forest. Was because their trailers were beautiful. They were fantastic looking. Ori, it's a game on Steam. It's a platformer. Here, I'll show you a picture.
You want to put a picture on the screen?
Nope.
Will you spell that so that people can look it up?
Ori, O-R-I, and the Blind Forest.
Okay. Is that Elvis? Or
Sure.
Tin Can?
Sure. Okay, so look at this.
Okay.
You see how beautiful, like, the game looks?
Hold on. Make one bigger.
Okay. Here, I choose this one. Right?
Okay.
The game looks super beautiful.
Oh, I think I've seen that.
And the whole trailer is like that, right?
Yeah.
Like, you're like, holy shit, that's a beautiful game. And it looks like this, but it's really just kind of the basic platformer.
Yeah.
Like, they
it just has,
kinda,
like, pretty lights and
yeah,
colors.
they capitalize on their graphics.
Yeah.
Which I don't like. I wish that they would focus more on gameplay and innovation than graphics. Which is why I think that the Wii did so well over, what was it, the Xbox 360 and the PS3? Were those the same generation? Yes. So, I think that the reason that they did it so well was because the PS3 and the Xbox 360 focused on graphics. And they focused on upgrading their graphics engines and stuff like that, whereas Nintendo was like, you know, the graphics don't matter. Right, Nintendo has been making beautiful, fantastic games since the NES and since 8-bit games, right? But so Nintendo chose with the Wii to leave the graphics where they were, but improve upon the mechanics, right? So that's where, like, that Wii U, where the Wiimote comes in, right? And that's why it was so massively popular. And I think that now, like, today, the graphics are over like, sensationalized, right?
Yeah.
Like this, Until Dawn, right? Beautiful game. Looks fantastic. Horrible mechanics. Like, I think that Xbox and or Microsoft and PlayStation and stuff like that, they're really focusing on making beautiful games, but not necessarily on the on the mechanics.
Yeah.
Which I think is a shame because, you know, you can have as beautiful as a game as you want, but if the mechanics sucks, no one's gonna want to play it.
Yeah. So I want to say something about that in 2 seconds, but I also want to put a disclaimer that I have no idea what I'm doing right now in this game because there's been so much dialogue and so many cutscenes.
Yeah, we just kind of ignore it. We're just moving on.
And, like, I'm trying to pay attention, but also I can't.
Yeah.
So we're just figuring it out.
Yeah.
And then okay.
Oh, cool, you have it.
That's weird.
Yeah, I don't like that it stays there.
Ball.
So switch to it. Oh, never mind, you got it.
Can I? Oh,
Whoa.
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 Okay.
Alright.
Okay.
You want to come back next time?
No, I want to make this a little bit longer because it's been all cutscene.
Okay.
So I just started playing Uncharted, the first one, and so far I don't really like it because it's very like move to one place and shoot and move to another place and shoot and blah blah blah. And that's just not my type of game. Like I know some people like that kind of game and blah blah blah, and that's fine. And sometimes that's really fun for me, but I was just getting kind of bored of it.
Like Hyrule Warriors was a blast.
Yeah.
Because it was like that's not the game series. Like that's not how Zelda traditionally functions.
Yeah, and I really liked that game.
Yeah, that game was really fun to play because it totally switched up the Zelda mechanics.
Yeah. But I wouldn't want to play that game forever.
Yeah. Well,
And
I did. I played it forever.
But so I started playing that game, and what? Hold on. Go up here? No. Okay. And the first one, I don't really like it that much, but I want to play the fourth one because I've heard so many good things about the graphics on the fourth one, and I've seen the graphics on the fourth one, and I want to try. Like I want to play.
I've played a little bit of the fourth one, and it looks really nice.
It looks beautiful.
Yeah,
but
and the mechanics are pretty okay.
Yeah, and I hear that the second one is really good, and then I heard that the third one is all right again.
Yeah. Just
like the first one.
Yeah.
And so like I
So it's like Windows PC updates. Every other one is good.
Yeah. Hold on. Okay. Do I shoot it in his mouth? Nope. So I don't know if I want to go through
all of them.
Yeah. But I kind of do.
I started playing 4 and I was really confused. So that's why I picked up 1 through 3. Just so that I can understand what the fuck is going on.
Because I heard that it was very plot heavy and that the plot is really good.
Yeah.
Like I was talking to Nathan about it and he says he really likes that game and he really enjoys the plot.
Annie, what the fuck are you doing?
I don't know what that thing is.
Clearly it's a searchlight.
Oh, it's a searchlight.
What the fuck?
Okay.
Jesus.
And so I also watched GameRank's new video on like should you always play the first one before you play the sequel? And they said pretty much like
yes.
No.
Oh, never mind.
Like I know that's what Nathan said. He thought that they would say yes. They said it depends.
I also think it depends.
Yeah, like the one guy was like, Final Fantasy, I don't need to play all those games. And then
I really want to play Final Fantasy 7.
Should I go down there? No.
I was trying to speak, but I had to cough.
That's okay.
I was gonna say I don't know. Throw a ball over there, bro.
I can't. Oh, it didn't work last time. It got stuck in the red stuff. So, anyways, he was like, no, Final Fantasy, like, I wouldn't have played all those games except that I have played all of them and blah, blah, blah. And then, he was like, but with things like Uncharted, I'm so glad that I played through all of them. And he was like, when the second one came out, I really wanted to play it because I heard good things about it and it looked good. But I hadn't played the first one. And then he was like, I'm really glad that I did and blah, blah, blah. Okay.
Yeah, I think it depends on game to game. Like Zelda games, you don't need to play all of the Zelda games, right? You don't even really need to play them in any semblance of an order to understand what's going on. The same thing with like Mario games and stuff like that. Like it adds to the plot to play them in order-ish, but there is no real order.
Yeah.
And then like games like Final Fantasy 7 or Final Fantasy where there's 16 fucking installments. I'm not gonna play through all of those.
Yeah.
I really want to play 7 and the new one.
Ooh, ow.
There was Starbomb wrote a song. It's called like simple or talking video games simple plots. And so it'll be like Donkey Kong, what's your game about? He's like, I throw barrels and like stuff like that. And then Cloud Strife goes on and he like raps for like 7 minutes about Final Fantasy 7. It was really funny.
I was gonna say something, but I forgot what it was. So
Nice.
we can end the episode now if you want.
Oh, did the timer go off?
Yeah, remember? And I said I wanted it to be longer because it's been all
Oh, yeah.
cutscene.
All right, we'll see you guys next time.
Bye, guys.